Hey there guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something which is a little bit kind of weird. I'm going to be replicating a storybook's cover. So the story that I have chosen, it's called Why the Whales Came, and it's by the author Michael Morpurgo. Funny thing there is that this story I am actually taking in school at the moment, and so that's one of the main reasons that I thought, well, why not replicate this story in particular? So yeah, so I'm really excited for this video. So without further ado, let's begin. So the book, it's kind of really nice until you go up. There's a lot going on up. Like there's a lot, and there are like birds and this writing. It's hard. So hopefully I could paint this. So I'm starting out by opening my brand new canvas. So first up is to start gessoing the canvas. So now I'm going to be lightly sketching it out. So always when I have to sketch something out for a painting, I first start by sketching it out with a pencil, and then I go on top of it with a watercolor pencil. Here, as you see, I went for a blue one, and I erase my old sketch and go over it with the blue pencil, and that's all my process actually in sketching. And just as soon as I had my sketch done, I started to paint. I started to mix this light blue color for the water and this light yellow color for the sand, and it was all going so great. And from here I started to struggle, and I started to do lots of things at the exact same time. I started to do the rock, and so I didn't focus on one thing because I wanted everything to dry, and so I could go and do the details on it after it dried. Guys, so I don't know what's about this black paint, but there's something that's so yummy about it. I love this black paint. It was so yummy pudding. It was so satisfying for me when I was painting it. I've just worked on this whole area, so now I'm going to start to work on details. I'm going to start working on the details of the rock. And so from this point, I started to focus on the details on the rock. From here, started to build on what I had built from the beginning here, and yeah. Adding some turquoisey highlights and just making it look better. So as I said, I'm also working on the rock because there are a lot of shadows on it, and so I wanted to apply all of them and make it look like a realistic thing, but in a cartoony way. So here I started to put the reflection of the sunlight on the coat of the man who's standing, who's called the Birdman in the story. Here I started to paint the little people, and they were so hard to paint actually because I didn't pre-sketch it, so I had to go in it with the brush, and that was kind of horrifying for me because I always like to sketch out the things that I'm going to paint. It's much easier for me, and here I struggled a lot with the bow that he's holding, and I struggled all in all with their anatomy. Okay guys, so we're gonna start now the most complex part of this whole painting, which is this part here, the upper part. It's kind of complicated, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of complicated, and hopefully I could paint these little birds. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna hopefully do it. So yeah, so let's continue. Okay, so don't let me get started on this part. Here's when the real painting began. I started to do this big blend thing, and it was so confusing. I did it in 2 days because I was just not able to know what was happening. So then I started to paint the birds, and they were so hard. It was so hard, and honestly, I was about to give this painting up about 5 billion trillion tillion billion hillion times. It was hard, it was frustrating. It took me a while to learn how to paint a bird, and by the time that I learned how to paint a bird, I had already finished all of them, so it was so hard. And then the font, don't let me get started on the font. It was so hard, so hard, and like you don't see it on camera, but it was so streaky off camera. Like I just didn't like the font at all. So I'm realizing now that I'm complaining a lot. Sorry if I'm complaining, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys and show you like the behind the scenes process of me painting it. And I'm just adding the final touches, and bada bing bada boom, here is the final piece. Anyway you guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.